Good day everyone, I am Ina Marie Mayermita, a grade 12 student from Section Freedom Academic Track STEM Strand. And this video is my first video output in partial fulfillment of the requirements of STEM 9 work immersion. And today, I will be presenting to you one of the numerous problems faced by my community and surely by other communities as well. And after that, my solutions to that issue will follow. And by the way, um, my capstone project is entitled Materials Recovery Facility for Increasing and Unsegregated Waste Solution. And again, I am Ina Marie Mayermita, the proponent of this capstone project, and provided here in this slide is my email address so you can message me anytime whenever you have questions regarding my capstone. And our things to discuss today are the statement of the problem, solution, project stages, budget breakdown, and reasons why materials recovery facility should be introduced to the market. Okay, let's start. First is the statement of the problem. The main problem here is the increasing number of waste, and under this problem is the unsegregated waste. Increasing number of waste is one of the most common problems faced by almost all of the communities. In Davao City, particularly in ours and neighboring community, um, are no exemption to that problem. There are lots of scattered wastes alongside the road, such as food wrappers, plastic cellophanes, and plastic bottles. And as we all know, garbages are unpleasant to see and it decreases the natural beauty of a community. And aside from that, scattered wastes produces unpleasant smell which is inconvenient for our nose and could impose health-related risks such as having diseases. One of the contributing factor of the increasing number of waste is the unsegregated waste. There are wastes that must be recycled but ended up on the same trash bin with the biodegradable wastes or just simply dumped along the road. And this may be caused by people's ignorance, lack of discipline, and lack of knowledge and understanding. I attach some pictures here to prove that waste problem is existing in almost all of the community and in the whole Philippines. First is in our community, Purok 5B, Sitio La Paz, Barangay Magtuo, Davao City. Next is in our neighboring community, which is in Barangay New Carmen, Davao City. Next is the dump site in Manila, and next is the dump site in Eastern Visayas. Moreover, according to Asian Development Bank, 1.8 millions of tons of waste will be produced by cities of Asia by 2025. And of course, we all don't want that to happen. In overall, one of the most common problem by almost all of the communities is the waste problem. The said problem really needs a solution because every people in the community should live in a clean and green community, in a clean and green environment where any health-related risk brought by unmanaged wastes will be far from them. To make this possible, my proposed solution would be to construct a materials recovery facility. Materials Recovery Facility or MRF is a facility that receives all kinds of wastes to sort. And I believe this is the solution to the increasing waste problem and unsegregated wastes because according to LED Black 2020, Material Recovery Facility is a facility that sorts wastes through the use of different equipment and manual labor and then ships the recovered recyclable materials to the different businesses that needs recyclables for them to create their new product. And with this will lessen the wastes in the community. And some of the recyclables that can be recovered in this facility are ferrous metals, aluminum glass, um, aluminum and glass rather, PET bottles, HDPE, and mixed papers. Some of the specifications of this MRF is it has air sorter, magnetic separator, hammer mill, sieve, and air blower that will work together to separate well all the mixed materials or mixed wastes delivered by trucks. And here, I sketch a blueprint of materials recovery facility. On the upper side is the outside appearance of the materials recovery facility, and then the lower side is the inside appearance. And to further visualize what will MRF or what MRF looks like, here is the um, materials recovery facility from other countries. And yes, the one that you see on the upper side is by the Sunset Park materials recovery facility, and also on the lower side. To see how a materials recovery facility works, I provided an animation video that shows its step-by-step process on sorting and selling recovered recyclable waste.
Material recovery facilities, or MRFs, are where recyclables go after they leave the curbside bins. The MRF sorts, processes, and bales these recyclables to be shipped to manufacturers. First, all the materials are unloaded and placed onto a conveyor belt in preparation for sorting. They then fall onto an inclined screen and are sorted by gravity and shape. The paper products travel up the screen. While the paper products travel up, containers fall out and through the screen onto a new conveyor that takes them to their next step in the sorting process. This process isn't foolproof. Workers sort out trash and misdirected recyclables by hand. This lessens the amount of contamination in the final recycling load. The paper products are dropped into a holding container that waits at the end of the conveyor, then baled. The containers that previously rolled down and through the screen begin the next step with super strong magnets that attract steel. They pick steel products up and move them to another conveyor that delivers them to their appropriate holding container. Magnets don't attract aluminum, so it's sorted through a kind of reverse magnet called an eddy current, which shoots the aluminum products into a catch bin. Next, the heavier glass falls into a pit, while the lighter plastic materials load onto the next conveyor belt for further sorting. The now broken glass, called cullet, is then shipped to a glass recycling facility. Sometimes plastics are manually sorted, but more and more this is done through optical sorting. This means the plastic is scanned and sorted by puffs of air into groups of type and color. Number 1 plastics are taken out of the process, stored, and baled. Plastics the scanners don't pick up are further sorted by workers into specific groups. Plastics not removed during this process fall off the end of the conveyor into a pit to be shipped to plastic manufacturers. After all the materials have been sorted and processed, except for the glass, they are baled and can weigh anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 pounds. Manufacturers buy these bales and create new products of that recycled material.
Okay, and I hope that video enlightened your mind on how a materials recovery facility works. And now, let us proceed to the next part, which is the project stages. So for the construction of a materials recovery facility, it will undergo to a 3 stages. First is the legal process, second is the drafting, and third is the construction process. For the legal process, it will take 2 weeks because this includes asking for barangay and city government's approval to construct, and of course, bidding to choose the architect, engineer, and construction company that will work on the construction of the project. And the second stage is the drafting, which will take 1 week because this includes sketching the blueprint for the proposed MRF. And this will take 1 week to really come up with the best design for the MRF. And for the last stage is the construction process, which will take 1 year and 5 months and 1 week. So in overall, the construction process of the MRF will take 1 year and 6 months. The MRF will have at least 10,000 to 20,000 square meters land area and will have 1 or 2 floors plus underground parking. And now let us proceed to the next part, which is the budget breakdown. This includes all the expenses that will be made throughout the completion of MRF. This includes the paper processes, materials, labor, and other expenses. For the paper processes, this will take 50,000 pesos, and for the materials is 499 million and 950,000 pesos. For the labor is 300 million pesos, and for the other expenses is 100 million pesos. So in total, the construction of materials recovery facility will at least cost 900 million pesos. The construction of MRF really needs a huge amount of time and money to complete, and I, as a student only, can't afford to build that project, and that is something that I cannot do alone. So I am asking for your help, dearest potential investors, to please invest for my project, because I know this project has something to give to my community and for other communities as well. And moreover, MRF should be introduced to the market as well because of the building's usage and objectives, its significance, and there are only few MRFs in the Philippines. And now, let us proceed to the first reason why MRF should be introduced to the market. First is its or building's usage and objectives. So the first building's usage and objective is to collect all the mixed type of wastes from both residential and industrial establishments to sort, um, recycle, and sell them to the business industry. Then second is to help the community to lessen their issue regarding the wastes. Third is to help the community to avoid any health-related risk brought by unmanaged wastes. And lastly is to provide the business industries recyclables they need for them to create new product by selling it to them, and therefore it makes money. And now let us proceed to the second reason, its significance. This project is significant because aside from the fact that it is beneficial for the environment, it will also benefit the following group that will be mentioned. First are the residents. This project will benefit the residents as their issues regarding increasing number of waste will be solved, and they will be able now to live in a clean and green and health-related risk-free environment. And this will lessen their difficulties also in segregating their wastes because this facility will do that for them. Second is the city government. This project will benefit the city government because it will help the city to manage the waste problem in the city. Then lastly, the business industry. This facility is not just beneficial for the environment, but also for the business industry. This facility will provide them recyclable materials they need for them to create new products, and with this, supporting business could also mean to boosting the economy. And now for the last reason, there are only few MRF established in the Philippines. As to what I have gathered, there are only two, one from Marikina City and one from somewhere in the Philippines by Philbuild Construction. And this will be the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for your precious time. I hope that everything that I have presented will be enough for you to be convinced to really invest to my project, to build it for my community and to other communities with increasing waste and unsegregated waste problem. I hope you will see its future benefits to the communities where will it be established. And thank you so much for your precious time to listen to my proposal, and thank you so much, and may God bless us all.